Hey, what is good, everybody, and welcome back. First race of the day, SM64 70-star qualifier. Today, Tama82, inventor of Tama Plus, and Jane Dare. And I'm accompanied by Electric once again. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing super well. Really excited for this race. Both these players with very close PBs in that low 50 range. I haven't actually seen Jane Dare play yet, so really excited to see her gameplay in this match. We saw in Tom's last match having some issues with consistency, so I'm looking forward to him at least somewhat ironing those out. But no matter how it shakes up, I know it's going to be a good race.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of PBs, they're only like 6 seconds apart, if I can trust their speedrun.com PBs. It's like a 50-26 or so 50-32 for Tama. So it's super, super close.
Oh, yes. Let me see Jane Dare practicing that TTC 100 movement right now.
Yeah, also for me, first time seeing her play actually, so it's gonna be interesting. That happens a lot with these qualifiers. I see a lot of people for the first time, not around as much anymore, so this is a good way to get an eye on new players. Oh wait, maybe not completely new, but yeah, sorta new in the top range.
Yeah, at least it's new to us at the least.
Exactly. And we're about to get that countdown to start the first race in just a couple of seconds.
You're not going to lie, do whatever sound like Willem Cube. That is what's referred to as a German accent.
Oh, is it that strong? Whoops.
Oh no, it's not strong at all. Hey, your English is way better than my German, okay?
Well, my German is honestly also not that good, considering I'm native German, but yeah. I wonder why Tama's timer is on 3 seconds. That's
I think he must be using the auto splitter.
Oh yeah, I actually haven't messed around with that yet, so
Yeah, I was talking with I think it was J-Mill about using it, and apparently like the best start trigger to use is like right as the word Mario is being said. That's where the timer should start. I think there's like a little tiny bit of silence between the two, and that may be what the auto splitter looks for. But
but it's still like completely accurate, which sounds great, honestly.
Yeah, the frame perfect accuracy on like all the fade outs is super valuable when you want to have those like really precise golds.
And you can also just chill and lay back and don't have to split at all. It's great.
I don't know. I feel like splitting adds something to the experience. Like you hit the button, you're done with that segment. Like it really just kind of solidifies it. Like I'm moving on now.
Yeah, you can also sometimes just smash that button, really like club it too.
Yup. I've had those situations where you're like a minute ahead and then you're just like even with your PB again, just whack. So
right,
meanwhile, going into Lackey skip. Okay, clean skips from both.
Very nice, and they're both on US as well, so both saving that a few seconds over Japanese. Which some people still use for races as well, over for 70 in general.
Yeah, if you're used to Japanese from other categories, it can be hard to make that switch. The text box scrolling is a little bit different, so you have to re-perfect that rhythm when you change versions. And so you've seen some people just more comfortable sticking around with the JP.
Oh, sorry to break into you there, but Tama just did backflip, bomb flip. All right, Tama.
Oh boy,
that was pretty fast.
So how does that work? Is it like you're backflipping as you're releasing the bomb?
Yes, exactly like that, but you need the really hard angle on the camera so that you need like the perfect spot where you can clip through the gate, because you don't get pushed back as much as when you have like a throw. So you have to have a really precise angle on your camera to actually make it work.
Now, both players opting for that optimal slide first round. I'm going to go ahead and say Tama's pulling out a 12-6. Jane Dare, we'll wait till after this jump. I think it's 12-7.
Look, it looks like a 0.6 for... Oh, what? The 0.9, okay.
And the 0.6 from Jane, all right.
Mine's a little bit off. That looked like a good rebound from Tama, but I guess it wasn't too good. But yeah. 0.6. That's a really good side time. Almost the best you can get.
Yeah, those 0.5s are very few and far between. You see both players going into Womps. Lots of things can happen in here. Wonder what these guys are going to start off with. I'm kind of hoping for a 100 coin start, but we'll just have to see.
I like to always go for countless, even on races, like the first. It's just what I'm used to, so I'll probably guess that what runners do right now is just the stuff they always do in runs, not just races. Jane already with the almost clean.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was that's the closest you can come without actually getting it. That's unfortunate. Second try though, flipping right in there.
I also saw the backup as well, so set off the cage, but immediately did a triple jump right to like get back on the moving platform. All right, and now the 100 coins. Tama actually got a decent canvas full setup, so if you fail that, it's really sad. Luckily that didn't happen. Also, it's a really good 100 coin start so far.
Jane moving in for cannonless herself. Oh, the unfortunate miss.
What a nerve-wracking start. And also gets bobbed by the wall. Doesn't get the wall kick. That's actually the worst kind of stuff that can happen. Failing cannonless and owlless. Usually when you like get those, you feel pretty confident about the rest of Worms, but now already having that going into the stage just gets even more nervous.
Yeah, I mean, this stage has it all. Really short, precise stars, and then also longer, very movement-intensive stars. And that's why I kind of like putting 100 coin first, because it is more difficult for me, and you're not having to worry about that confidence loss from a cannonless or an owlless fail.
Definitely.
You need confidence for this movement. Tama executing fairly well.
Yeah, he's just breezing through Worms. He did get the cycle, no problem whatsoever. Slightly shaky ending, but that's no big problem at all. As long as you get the cycle. Not losing too much time.
Jane, meanwhile, with some pretty fire full cycle movement so far.
Looking good. And
nice camera angles.
Oh, and Tama actually getting the same.
Oh no, Jane with the extra jump. She thought she didn't make it. Oh no, that's so rough. She had it too.
That's so unfortunate. And Tama was just about to mess up ours as well, so I kind of neglected Jane's mistake. But then again, Tama had a way better run of coins than Jane already. And falls down again.
Okay, gotta hope for honestly bad blue coin RNG. Okay, no, not even gonna go on the other side to try to grab it. I think. Yeah, okay, that's the smart idea there.
The blue coin actually fell down, so you could just grab it. But did you just try to wall kick after on that weird slope jump?
Yeah. It is possible. I've seen people do it before, but it's very weird.
Seems pretty hard to spawn. Just goes all the way around. Be really careful to not fall down again.
Yeah, it doesn't trust her movement directly to the red coin there, which it's not something you've practiced, so I definitely can sympathize with that.
Taba's saying she's nervous, and yeah, we just talked to her as well right before this race, and she did say she was nervous going into this, so might just be the factor of what's going on right now. Unfortunate stuff happening.
Yeah, at the very least, I think this is her first GSA race, and so obvious nerves going to be happening there, especially going against someone with that notoriety as Tama.
Who is doing really well right now. He's almost through there. Just one more star. Actually, looks like it's gonna grab sub 7 here, which is super solid for a race. Sub 7, Worms 9. Man, grabbing that big lead out of Worms already. Well, big, but for just one stage, around, I don't know, 40 seconds, maybe even more. It's pretty big.
It's really just the 100 coin errors from Jane and the very clean 100 coin from Tama that make that lead up.
Definitely. Canless did not lose that much, and they both had the owlless fails, so.
So, alright, Tama, I think, is going to pull off a 12-7 this time.
I'm on the 12.8. Let's see. Ooh, that was really early.
Decent rebound. 12-8, very nice.
Where do I claim my prize? What did I win?
You've won a free crystal ball.
Okay, I guess I don't need to then.
All right, now
Alright.
Tama gonna be going into wing cap. Gonna be looking for some really optimal arcs. And of course, taking
Once
advantage of the
again.
fact that you can move after the loading zone triggers.
Yeah, and also it's really hard to fly. So getting these is looking really solid though. He's taking these turns on the reds very well. Didn't lose too much speed while grabbing the red coins.
Yeah, he took the first two arcs really significantly, and that I think is kind of the major time save.
I also didn't miss any. It's really easy to miss the first two red coins, especially because you grab so much speed from like holding down all the way. Holding up, sorry, it's inverted, but yeah, flying down.
Yeah. All right, another 12-6 from Jane.
Going in.
Let's see how her flying goes.
And meanwhile, Tama, missing the switch, going in dark well, but that's not a big problem. Can still grab the Shigeru cycle, which is the most, I would say, consistent one that runners usually get.
And if Jane can get this tech skip, she's actually going to be saving a little bit of time on Tama's wing cap, taking a little bit more steep of arcs in those last two coin sections.
And a very clean ending as well. And meanwhile, Tama getting bobbed by the amp. Also had a pretty scary elevator movement in the beginning. Had to go below the elevator with a single jump at the end instead of a double jump.
Oh, that kick. Okay.
That was
I was so scared he wasn't getting the ledge grab.
Yeah.
Okay, now Jane moving into Dark World herself. First try switch press, all right. Nice side flip.
Been good so far. That's a clean beginning. Exactly what you want. Because from here on out, it's... I'm not saying anything.
It's not free by any means, but
yeah.
it's not quite as like technical and destructive, I guess you could say.
But you kind of get that flow going that you need to make it through the stage, and I think a lot of it is determined by how you do at the beginning. Because if you mess up, just like Tama did, he had to do like completely different movement on the elevators. It just ruins your flow, and that double firsty, yo.
Wow. Jane with a super clean Dark World, making up some pretty decent time on Tama. Oh, and the ledge grab on the pipe at the end, the only flaw.
Oh, Tama having trouble entering that door. It slid off the fence and side into the wall. Well. Oh, is he gonna go for the mountain slide? Okay. Ooh, I love that beginning for sky jump.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult to hit that correct angle and actually do something meaningful with that speed, so really impressive showing. And the rollout looked kind of like, I think rolling out into a ground pound or something. Not quite sure exactly what that movement is. With a certain angle, you can actually roll out and get the rollout to hit the box instead of having to do a ground pound.
Yeah, it's so hard to pull it off though, and getting the right angle to actually keep the speed as well. It's very hard. So I can't believe Tama actually goes for that.
Yeah, I've really only seen that sky jump strat from like Parakusha, for instance, I think does it.
And Dross as well, I believe, also doing races.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the most recent one I've seen. Shout out to Draws for all the insane strats in his races.
I know, very clean penguin star from Tama. It's something that I wouldn't want to start off CCM with because it's, in my opinion, the easiest star. So I would always just get walkies for work out of the way, which is kind of scary. Just something you can, yeah, it's just something you can easily die on, and if you do the pro strat, but even if you do the easier strat, in my opinion, it's also, you have to be really careful. No matter what kind of strat you do, but that looks very clean. Gets quite a low star grab as well. Meanwhile, Jane also on the same star, just one star behind. Didn't do the little penguin yet. Both very clean walkies work. Alright, let's see if the routes actually are gonna diverge here. And Tama's going for CCM 17, so we might gonna see that double Tama plus from him later on. Pretty sure he goes for that every time, so just gonna do it in a race as well. I'm not sure if Jane does CCM17, but we're gonna see in a minute after she grabs this penguin star. Oh, that's actually right, Tabas. If you down walkies who work, you get the text box again. That's true. That's something I don't really consider too much. I just want to get the hard star out of the way. But yeah, that's actually good to know for races. So just to make sure you don't get the text box again. And Jane also going for that CCM17 as well. So we might gonna see the double plus.
That'll be exciting to see. Those few players that can actually get really, really consistent at the double plus, it really, really boosts their confidence in these races.
And it looks hot too, and it just feels good to the double plus. And we saw that CCM 100 single jump ending there before exiting the door, which is something I tried myself. Oh my god!
Jay taking a big death there! Oh no!
Slightly too far left. Didn't even need to go that far left and be that close to the edge. You have a lot of space in the beginning, like after hitting that jump. Man.
Gonna be going ahead for it again. Honestly, though, still not as costly as the penguin race death. So, I mean, that is a little bit of a silver lining, but man, taking any death inside the slide always hurts.
Definitely, and honestly, Jane was catching up so nicely. At clean movement, and now that. Unfortunate. But yeah, let's see. Gets a good beginning again. This time goes a lot more to the right there, which is not as scary. And
meanwhile,
Tama with a nice long jump, boot kill.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tama not scared of any ghosts either.
You can easily get bobbed by that too, so you can be scared. In my opinion, it's justified.
But an interesting castle view from Tama. I didn't actually I didn't know you could actually turn the camera up that far towards the castle. I think it was just the angle that he tried entering the cage on when it did the triple. It just kind of locked the camera into that position.
Yeah, I don't see that too often. I usually just stand there, but maybe that's better for entering the level. I'm not too sure.
I think it might save a little time if you have a little bit of height, but the problem is if you're too high, it'll actually bring you back down before doing the rest of the jump. Oh. It's really strange.
Yeah, right. I usually just try to double jump, but yeah. Similar to what Jane just did.
Nice fast movement.
Tama already entering that basement. And yeah, we were talking about Ples earlier. Well, maybe it sounds that it's cool to get it, but it's also really hard to get it, so Tama's gotta be really careful here.
This is Tama's reckoning.
Is he gonna get the double Tama Ples?
Alright. The bomb grab is good. The Tama Ples being pulled out by its creator. And
scary angle at the end.
Oh!
But
He's in! He's in! Okay! Oh!
Yeah, he did get the kick. He did get the kick at the very end, barely saving it before clipping out of the pyramid top.
That was ridiculous. The approach was super clean, but man, I've never seen anyone enter the loading zone so sketchily.
He did have a really good angle at first, but then I'm assuming he didn't get the ground pound right away. And the second Tama Ples gets it as well. This looks way better than the other one in terms of the angle he had, and he's in. Nice.
2 for 2. It appears that all of those screams of all the players who have ever failed the Tama Ples not affecting their creator at all.
Even in case of an emergency, is still ready to save it. And a clean long jump into the star. And now again, no room for Jane to actually save up some time because those were pretty good Ples attempts. You could get a little bit more perfect ones, but that's not too much of a time save. So Jane just gotta match those Tama Pleses. else she's gonna fall even more behind. Alright, let's see. And throws away the bomb, unfortunately, not able to actually jump and throw.
You know, what happens whenever they throw it away before even like actually trying to do the regrab?
Well, I think you just press. Oh my god, that was such a bad decision to jump high and dive. She tried to jump on the sand next to the quicksand, but that was not possible.
It should have just slid down the pyramid. Not sure what was
Yeah.
going on there. I think it's really just the nerves, honestly.
Exactly, that was the best thing you could have done in that situation. Gets a big bomb this time though.
And going for the standard plus setup.
And that should be a first. Oh, come on! Catch the star inside the pyramid top. What? I've never seen that before.
Neither have I. What?
And Tama, oh my god, Tama's so close to dying now. But yeah, that. Okay, that's a first for me.
Did you see how close Tama was to that pole? Like he almost dove right beside it. The pole had to like pull him in.
That's so weird. What is going on? SM64 pulling out new things.
Jane's still gonna get fairly close to that corner, but is working out in her favor this time around. 1 for 3.
But before I forget it, if runners usually just throw the bomb, what I can say is they probably just press B before A, so slightly misinput.
And you're trying to press them together, right?
Yeah, exactly. Or like first A and then B. That's I think what I tried to do, not exactly together. Just like the frame apart, sort of like that.
That's what works for me for bomb clip, but I haven't actually learned plus yet, so wasn't sure if that's still applied here. Friendly reminder that taking the L and taking the shell only wastes about 12 seconds for all you beginner players out there.
Not too much, but then you have to consider if you do like double shell or double plus. But yeah, you probably don't do double shell ever.
It wouldn't make sense. I mean, at that point, SL Reds would probably be faster than the secret star inside the pyramid or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Very nice bully dispatch from Tama. Meanwhile, Jane picking up that red hot log rolling star. No red hotness or log rolling involved.
And yeah, except for that lava boost fail, Tama's really like still holding on to that lead, and Jane probably lost even more time in SSL due to all those plus mistakes. Just so hard to catch up. Ooh. Interesting bonk from Tama. Wasn't able to grab the fly into the star. That's actually kind of interesting. I've never seen people go for reds that late. It is a pretty free star compared to the other ones, but I like to always go for it first myself, just because of the text box. It's weird, but yeah. And I see many runners, just like me, grab it a little bit, grab it just as soon as me.
Yeah, the text box, I think it's easier to deal with reds since that first long jump has to be delayed anyway.
Yeah, you can just wait for the text box and don't have to kick right after that and can run a little bit.
Okay, Tama with these bully long jumps. Oh, nice little bully dispatch there.
Cool, and Jane not even trying to go for the ledge grab skip here. Just gonna grab these bullies. Oh, that was a clean triple kill.
Wanting to play things safe, I can very certainly respect that. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking that Jane didn't actually do the second plan plus, so I think she's going to be having to go for HMC early.
Oh, did she not? I actually wasn't paying attention to that.
She's at 27 stars, so let's see here. Yeah, she's only got 2 left in LLL.
Alright, then she's probably going to grab Toxic Mace, I believe, or maybe even THI Reds, but we'll see. Yeah, definitely has to switch out the routes now, and Tama on the other end is going to grab HMC later, after upstairs, which takes around a second. It's not too much, but yeah, you can... I think the benefit of doing HMC late is usually that you can just do Fire C and upstairs earlier.
Yeah, plus like plus HMC isn't super movement intensive. Like once you've gotten the strats consistently, it's not like 100 coin star where there's a bunch of opportunities for minor slip ups to cause major time loss. So like being interjected right before Tippy, I think is a really good decision because it gives you a little bit of a calm before the storm.
Definitely, I like that as well. You can breathe for a second. Since No Man's Land is also kind of hard, I think. I don't know if I'm the only one who often underrates No Man's Land, but it's actually a pretty hard stage in my opinion. So getting that breather before Tippy and not going to Tippy right after No Man's Land is pretty good.
Yeah, especially Snowman's Head is such a difficult strat. Especially if you're in the finals at pace and you decide that you want to do a side flip off a penguin's head.
I feel a little talking to.
Hey, that's one of the coolest strats ever, man.
Speaking of cool strats, Tama82 side sub. You don't ever see anyone pull it off.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, usually, like, I actually don't know if it saves much time or anything at all, but yeah. I mean, compared to jumping on the back of the sub.
Yeah, I personally haven't seen it before.
It's such a rare strat. I don't think really that anyone goes for it, except Tama, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the new front sub camera setups, once you get consistent at that claw grip and with the visual cues, like it's become a lot easier and more consistent.
Jay missing that Christmas miracle, going straight for the backup kick instead of trying to ground pound the switch or falling off. And we're talking, yeah, the fire scene now, and we are talking about the penguin strat. Tama, I was actually inspired by Tama, I gotta say. He pulled it off in the GSA race before me, and then I just decided to do it as well because I saw him do it. So I was like, yeah, okay. Tama, the actual true GOAT.
And speaking of GOAT, some pretty GOAT tier movement through this fire sea so far. I think we're going to be looking at a lava boost.
For a second, I thought he was going to go for the elevator straight, not even going to go for the fifth red there. Because you usually don't see that kind of camera angle. What are these camera angles? Yo.
I think it's all lag reduction, because anytime you're viewing the stage in a long view, it creates a pretty decent amount of lag, so...
Yeah, here's hoping is just see right once. I think that should be the same, but I've never seen people like keep the side view.
And now Tama not going for those raged Mario cams that caused him to take a big old dive off the stage in his last race.
Oh, he did. I actually didn't see that.
Yeah, he like as he was going towards the funnel from the star, he was like he was spamming Mario Cam, and whenever he went to dive, he went at like a 45-degree angle to where he meant to go, and just dove right back down to the first level. I think he had to like travel all the way back up.
That's a big ouch.
This is actually a pretty good run from Tama so far. Very clean double pluses. What have been his mistakes? I can't really think of many.
It's just what I can think about is lava boost and a little bit of stuff here and there, Worms, Owlers, for example, but not that much. And he is like a minute behind our record pace run out of Fire Sea. Which is pretty good. Like a low 25 is amazing time, so a low 26 for a race is actually insane. Especially for his kind of skill level, since his PB is a low 50 and not like a 47 or 48.
Right. I think Tama is one of those players that has the technical skill for one of those 48, 49 times, but the consistency just isn't quite there yet with some of the strats he goes for.
Oh, and those are pretty nice chests from Jane there. Clean turns. Trying to hold on, but yeah, we're gonna see. I think Tama is ahead by like a minute or two. I'm not too sure on that, but we'll see once they enter Tippy. That's when their routes are gonna be the same again. So now they're on the same star count, but yeah, Tama still has to do HMC.
Which HMC has some of the faster stars in this route, so it's no surprise that the star counts are similar right now.
Definitely. So he's ahead by quite a bit.
Tama with a nice safe movement for both of these stars here, not opting for that triple jump wall kick. It's a very hard one.
It actually looks like see T-Hex talking about this is not D2. And yeah, these are Speedrunner said it's like the qualifier, so got me thinking maybe Tama is the kind of guy who's gonna be qualifying for D1 out of the bracket. Like, he knows. He's playing like it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, his skill level, I certainly think he should be a contender, but it's gonna come down to that consistency, how he's able to play in these upcoming bracket races.
It's gonna be very interesting to see. But this race is not over yet. It's still a lot to go. Who knows how he's gonna play in Tippy, for example. That's where usually everything goes wrong.
Of course, now, Wet Dry World 100. The first double box break. And not going for the double-double, unfortunately. Run is invalidated.
I'm still to believe that the double-double is actually not faster. I don't think there's a proper comparison for it, but it's just my feeling when I practice that's beginning.
Yeah, cause oh no, definitely gonna be missing lava boost, possibly early Ellie's as well.
I think with all those mistakes, Jane is probably not gonna grab that early Ellie's in Fire Sea. Falling behind even further.
Oh, and then missing the side flip, getting the bottom pole grab.
Hilarious saying meme of the year double box break. I kind of agree, but yeah, I don't really know yet, but I think it is not that good.
Look, if double double gets removed from the run, we need to just name something else double double, and I'll be placated.
That hard. I don't think there's anything that can really be called double double. Jane's PB is a 50.26. Actually 6 seconds faster than Tama's PB. That was a super solid withdrawal from Tama.
Oh yeah. Really no mistake on that 100 coin. RNG playing pretty nicely with him.
And there's a lot of that.
Along.
Yeah, there's a lot of RNG in withdrawal 100 too, so extra lucky. I've actually been practicing at Star and it's so tedious to get through all the RNG, so getting such a good one in the race.
Yeah, having a little bit of a bobble on this intro secrets movement, but getting the hard stuff right, seems. Nice clip. And a nice secrets grab from Tama. Just has a couple of pretty easy stars in the tiny huge island left. Shoutouts to Rock Chalk yet again.
Excuse the question, but why specifically Rock Chalk?
He has a wonderful emote that expresses how everyone should feel about this stage. Simply called THI sucks.
Not bad. I agree though, it's only 3 stars and it's still a pretty hard stage to do good, even with just 3 stars.
Oh, yeah.
Which is mainly secrets, being a hard star, but Tama got through there pretty nicely. Now Jane's gonna join him in upstairs, still that HMC sort of advantage.
And oh, failing the first double box break, unfortunately.
Let's slow down here a little bit, waiting because of the wall. Couldn't jump dive on there. On top of the mountain cliff, wow. Not super clean, his angle was a little bit off, but didn't fall down, so no biggie.
Yep, now Tama moving on into Tall Mountain. Definitely one of the highlights of upstairs as far as difficulty goes. The reds here, pretty technical. Those mountain clips, you can die fairly easily if you're not doing the setup correctly. Just a lot of things that can and will go wrong if you're not careful.
I might be mistaken, but I've heard that it's the 3rd easiest stage.
You know, I've heard some people say it's the easiest, and you know, I I changed my mind. It is super easy. I mean, there's no the mountain clip is free. Reds are free. You just gotta do a couple jumps and flips. It's no big deal. It's all free.
Especially after Tama already missing. Come on, dying to
that
reds
fake
as well.
ledge grab there.
Oh, he should have. Yeah, he should have tried to kick. He was way too far to like the right of the mushroom. Man. Speaking of easiest stage. Sure is.
Nice mountain clip though that time around, and good camera manipulate too. You got a really useful camera angle like right after getting the clip. Just gonna be heading up for these top of the mountain starts real quick before retrying reds.
Oh, and Jane also going for the easier movement and bothering the triple jump wall kick for the elevator star.
Yeah, not only is it an awning jump, which is already pretty hard, but having to do it from that angle like that, it's a really difficult one to get consistent.
And risky as well. You can just easily fall down all the way. There's no really like good backup to what you can do when you either get bopped by the ceiling or yeah, you just bonk and fall down.
Meanwhile, Tama moving on up to the top of the mountain, already done with his mountain clips. If it's your first time watching us and that seemed really weird, what's happening there is the way the walls of the mountain line up is a little bit funky. And when you do a dive rollout next to it, there's a point where the game thinks Mario is just past the wall, so it puts him there into the water. Nintendo, a lot of times when they put water into a level, they put a lot of water out of bounds too. And I think it's just kind of like, in case you go right up next to the wall, there's no chance of you like swimming out of the water into the wall or something. But that has a side effect that we can actually go in that water out of bounds. And then the game has a property of whenever you enter a body of water, it warps you to the top, then calculates how far down it should put you. And so when you go from the first pool lower down on the mountain to the pool that's midway up the mountain, the game just warps you to the top, and knowing that you don't have that much speed just puts you like just below the very top of the surface.
It makes the stage so much more fun. You don't have to climb the mountain so much. You can just walk up straight all the way and do a triple jump, and then you're already at the top pretty much.
Yeah, it really changes the entire layout of the stage. Tama going for this kind of safer, what?
Oh my god. Okay, I was gonna comment on Jane's pretty sick secrets, but then Tama just decided to die. Bounce off the mushroom. Damn.
Yeah, and that I think is supposed to be the more safe, consistent setup when you go against the wall like that.
Yeah, it is. Maybe he got the camera wrong, but I'm not too sure. Maybe he's not too familiar with it too, so the other one worked out fine for him.
And that was a really, really weird camera angle that he used for the mushroom right there.
Upstairs has been fine until TTM. And let's see, does he go for oh, he does go for bruises, okay.
And it's good, okay.
Nice.
Cheeky little 2-second save. All right, all right.
Definitely something he needed after those unfortunate deaths.
Oh yeah.
Kind of weird. I wonder if that threw him off like a lot, but considering he got Breezes, he should still be in control. Breezes is not an easy star.
Not at all.
Goes for the oh man.
He was about to go for the penguin flip.
Yeah. So I wish he got it, dude. That would have been so sick. You can like jump on the penguin with 2 wall kicks and then side flip into the star, which is one of the sickest strats in this game, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's so hard to side flip off that penguin. So little of his head is actually like flat enough ground to stand on.
And you're also getting the correct wall kick angles. And there we go. Jane missed the double plus star. Like he still needs the star, so she's gonna go for THI Reds instead, which is something I don't think I've seen that in this qualifier in these qualifiers.
Yeah, normally people will go for SL Reds instead, but this can be faster. And nicely getting up there first try. Oh, okay.
Oh no! Yeah, missed dive input and straight into death. I was gonna say that this is a scary place to be in.
Yeah, and especially going that fast through THI Reds. Oh man.
Just backfiring. It's so sad.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, someone else in chat pointing out since she didn't do Toxic Maze, she has to do both SL Reds and THI Reds.
Oh, right. That's true.
Forgot about that.
So she didn't even have the choice to choose between these two. This time looking so much better though. Alright. Should be safe
Very
from here on
clean
out.
overall.
That's an interesting dive. Probably just try to press A instead of B. And now we see Tama heading back to HMC after finishing Snowman's Land, grabbing the second MIPS actually, which spawns at 50 stars.
Oh, taking the bonk on the wall, unfortunately.
But yeah, it seems like the Tama's doesn't grab MIPS there.
Okay, let's see if he's able to get this around the corner grab. Nice.
That's a very nice regrab. Not regrab, but usually when people miss the rabbit that way he did, people like have to chase him around first. Man, but that was a clean backup grab. But yeah, as I was gonna say, it looks like that Tama is still around like one whole Snowman's Land in front of Jane. It's still such a huge lead, even after what happened in TTM.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Missing the ledge grab there.
Taking another fall.
And we see Jane not messing with the log wall kicks. The strat she's using can be safer, but long jumping from the middle of the log can still be a little bit risky.
Had to back up the wall kick again too. That's pretty unlucky. Something interesting to like point out is that HMC doesn't have any ceilings, so that's pretty much how the box turtle jump worked and how the Christmas miracle works as well. You can just jump over the walls. It's kind of weird if you think about it.
I mean, what would they have rendered as the ceiling? Just black polygons?
Yeah, exactly. You can just jump from one of the top rooms down to is the monster called Nessie in English as well? I'm actually not sure.
Dory is the name.
Dory, right. Yeah. I keep forgetting about the English name. But yeah, there we go.
What language is it called Nessie in?
I think, if I remember correctly, that should be the German word for it. One of the
That's
stars.
interesting.
I think. Maybe I'm completely wrong on that. Excuse me if I am. Don't quote me on it being called Nessie.
One thing to note about the triple box jump, though, is even though there are no ceilings, the walls in that room are very high. And so you have to do some pretty precise stick movement in order to make sure your jump will clear that wall and also avoid the death plane right after.
Exactly. You don't have much time to triple jump off of the box, so you have to get the triple jump. There's like no other way to make that jump. Like specifically that one.
Yeah, there is an alt strat for getting the star, like Swilling Beast in the cavern, but it wastes like a little bit of time. You can go in the door right below the area that you do the triple box jump and do an elevator clip there, and it's only a few seconds slower.
And yeah, Tama's gonna head into Tippy. And Jane hasn't even entered someone's land yet, so it's such a huge lead. Or like almost 2 minutes, I believe. Maybe. Should be around 2 minutes, actually.
And going for the easy breezy strat there rather than the breeze less.
Understandable. It's hard to say if Breezes is worth it in races because it's a pretty precise strat as well. Tama pulling it off is pretty sick, gotta say. But I see how Rambarai treats him. Probably gonna go for that lucky bounce right away.
Looked like the side flip was a tad later, but worked for him. Very nice. I just want to say thank you so much for telling me about the coin. That made Lakitu bounce like actually somewhat consistent for me.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a pretty good visual cue where you start your side flip from, and works pretty well.
Tama's backup there was really good.
Indeed, yeah.
Sorry
I
to...
actually, I actually was watching Jane and she had a pretty clean summon set, But yeah, as I was saying, it gives you a really good angle for the side flip if you wait for a specific coin from where you start your side flip. Ooh,
yeah,
that is
Tama with the
fine.
left side tricky triangles. Okay.
Actually looked like a scary angle at first, but was all good. Wasn't even that far to the left.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that left side is so much harder to hit than the right, but man, it's a hard strat.
I think it's mainly the way that the weird box is laid out. So you have way more space to the right than you have to the left, I feel like, where you can like you can hold straight forward for the right, for example, I think it was. And you need a way more specific angle when you go to the left. From what Tama did.
And Tama with the very sick reds. Jane gonna go ahead and pull out the SL reds. But we're not gonna be seeing her not doing TTC 100. Was practicing that earlier. That is part of her route. Just having to do this star to make up for missing the double plus.
Man, Tama had a really good run right. He had a clean lucky bounce back up, and everything else went pretty smoothly as well. Didn't lose much time at all.
Jane finishing up chill with the bully, gonna be moving on upstairs. A full rainbow red behind. It's not over yet. The tick-tock of clocks.
Slightly strikes again. That's a weird angle, but makes it work.
Okay, nice doubles to get up here. Sitting pretty at 20 coins. Barely not angled properly for that wall kick. Back up first try, though. That's a very hard backup.
And it looked like a good angle on the first triple jump as well. With that miss, but it is a hard triple jump angle to get.
Yeah, you're pretty much on the verge of that 45-degree angle maximum.
Exactly. But the rest is going pretty nice. Gets up there without any problems. Ooh, and Jane also hitting that lucky bounce. Has to jump up a little bit more though. Matches on the poke and gets it. Nice.
Let's see if she can get a bit cleaner of an ending than Tama here. Gonna go ahead and go for... I honestly prefer that ledge grab strat to the wall kicks. The wall kicks are a bit faster because they set you up immediately for the triple jump, or the double. But I feel like doing the ledge grab doubles just a bit easier and doesn't waste too much time.
Yeah, it's not really that much. Ooh, and the back of the warm strat.
Oh!
Don't see that very often as well. Didn't even get a ledge grab at the end. Yo.
Yeah, Tama really playing his head off right now.
Yeah, it's only really like TTM that went horrible. Everything else was pretty okay for him. There's nothing that went as bad as TTM. Not even close to that.
Yeah, like Fire Sea was perfect. Dark World had like a little bit of bobbling, but the stages themselves were near perfect all the way through.
And on Lethal Island was a little bit of trouble on the lava boost, but he didn't die on that, so it was still alright.
And Jane making some nice progress through Rainbow Ride. Just 2 stars left to join Tama and TTC. He would have kicked your CRT and broken.
And there we go. Jane actually going for the right side. Could just hold straight all the way if you approach it like that. So you don't have to hold any like specific angle.
And that rollout that she did there can be super, super weird. I personally just delayed the jump dive to the second platform. It probably slows me down a little bit, but it's way more free.
Yeah, if you mess up that rollout, or you can even hit the flames on the rollout, and sometimes you can't do much about it. So I know exactly what you mean. And sometimes you also just miss the route and like fall off the stage. Slowly like slide off.
Yeah.
Yeah, also
Okay.
pretty decent rainbow ride as well.
Yeah, no major mistakes whatsoever, so maybe too little too late, but I think Jane is getting over those nerves. Playing really solidly through this back half of her run, honestly.
Which is kind of weird, since Tippy is usually where I can see a lot of fails happening, and nerves also coming in as well. Even worse than the beginning.
Jane's starting out with a slightly cleaner TTC, but then having some issues with both the last couple of red coins and then that triple jump movement. This backup, this is what I mean. You have to do those 2 jumps down there and get the third like right as you land on this platform, and it can be really weird to time.
And yeah, took a lot more time than Tama got it just first try, no problem. And speaking of which, just one more star. Doesn't even grab the red coin, but knows how to back this up correctly.
I'm trying for the front flip there, not able to get a good position for it though. I think this is still on PB pace for Tama though.
Should be around, yeah, if he gets a decent bits, we should be like 2 minutes. Or like even move 2:10, which is also still a decent bits, just a little bit safer, I would say. He could still PB, which
he doesn't...
PB is a 50-32.
Yeah, he doesn't need a monomo or anything like that, so... And he's got his 70 stars, actually.
All eyes on Tama here. Let's see if he can pull it out.
Yeah, I think he is on pace if he gets like a perfect bits for like a 50 OX. It takes, from what I understand, like an absolutely perfect bits can take like 140 or so. Oh, and look at that speed kick strat. Oh man, not liking the lineup for that triple jump dive, but very quickly realizing it.
I would have done the same, I think, because also slightly messing up the jump kick too, which messes up your timing.
Very nice movement up that slope. Gonna be approaching the triple jump movement here. Looks like he's going for moving left side from the... Oh! That might be it.
Yeah, maybe if he gets it first try now, it's gonna be really close though. Not too sure.
He needs a pipe entry of at least a 49.50, or at most. And that would require a completely perfect Bowser fight. But getting it second try, let's see. Whoa! Oh,
so
he's paying
unlucky.
for that.
Oh my god, no.
Trying to go a little bit faster up these elevators, but ending up just ripping the PB to it. I mean, granted, knowing Tama, I'm sure he wouldn't have been super happy with the PB with the TTM mistakes, but a PB is still a PB.
Exactly. If you can, you should always just try to play it out, even if you're not gonna be too satisfied with it.
Okay, getting the very nice miss this time, instant retry.
Let's see if he still goes for that. And nah, he doesn't. All right, I thought he was gonna go for it again, but just go safe this time, which is actually pretty good for Jane, because Jane can still grab some points here to be in the, as long as she's in the 5-minute range, she can grab some nice amount of points, and that just helped her even more to grab even more.
And I think that's going to be really achievable for her, considering that she's at 67 stars right now. So she's got 2 more left in TTC, and then she'll be heading on up to bits herself and has some time to make up on bits on Tama. So that 5-minute window is not going to be closing too tightly on her, I don't think.
Yeah, and with a clean Bowser 3, Tama finishes it out. GG, gets a low 51, unfortunately. Could have been a PB. Low 50, done man. Wait, actually it's a high 50, I'm wrong.
Yeah, 50, 57, and joining us in the call right after this run, Tama, how are you feeling, man?
I already know what he's gonna say.
I lost a minute in TCM, which is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life, but I did that in my last run. I had like a 25 IRC time, then I lost a minute in TTM.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
As well. That was just sad.
The blasting away the mushroom, that was the one that surprised me. I couldn't believe that failed.
Yeah. I actually knew it was going to fail when I went for the backup. I was just like, yeah, I think I just died, and now I'm kind of mad.
Who would
really bad for Jane, though, because I was watching, and Jane had a really bad 100 point, and then everything went really poorly in CCM.
Yeah, it just... I think it was those first race jitters, kind of. I'm definitely going to be sure to ask her in her interview, because the gameplay certainly picked up a lot later on. But all the way up, like especially through SSL, it just there were a lot of major mistakes throughout.
I was minus 37 on my PB out of THI, and plus 3 out of TTM.
Yeah, like for real, except for Lethal Avalanche, everything else went so good for you. Just stay for long and get to back up a little bit on that lava boost, which is not too bad even.
I actually played like that yesterday. Outside of the Bowser stages, I played really consistent. Barely.
That's insane, dude.
Bad.
Once
And of course-
48 in a race.
It should have been this run.
But then TTM happened.
Yeah, I hate TTM, dude. I was actually minus 19 out of TTC. Now that I checked.
Oh, damn.
Oh wow.
Listen, everybody. Let's make a delicious
Yeah, we saw the PB would have been possible if you would have gotten the first try moving left movement.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, not Tama. Jane actually doing the same as Tama, being too far to the left there, not getting the wall kick.
We're both.
Exactly what happened to you.
We can't do an easy track. This is the life we live.
The sad life.
Mario 64 makes everyone looks like a non-intellectual.
Very true.
But
So
we still
gotta be
love-
happy about the 2 for 2 double pluses though, right?
I'm actually 5 for 5 in all 3 races.
Ooh, not bad.
Wow.
No fail yet.
It would have been 6 for 6, but I hit the box on 1 attempt, so I just gave up on Tama Plus.
So it's
I
5
hate
for
saying
6.
that.
Like, he started it.
I hate
Oh.
saying that. I should have just said Fast Plus. It just sounds so conceited to say Tama Plus.
I mean, that's fine still.
I mean, hey, when you find a 2-second time save in this era of this game, I mean, I feel like you deserve it.
No, everyone hates me. I was doing my race yesterday and I saw Simply in chat saying, "Go Blue Bob, destroy this guy."
Oh, man.
And I was like, he wouldn't be saying that. I'm in Fine Plus. He'd be rooting for the underdog, but now he wants to watch me lose.
Well, what course are you especially proud of in this run? Because I mean, there's a lot to choose from. A lot of really solid movement in general.
IRC, because the past 5 or 6 runs I've been losing 15 seconds to IRC every time, so I'm pretty proud to do that.
Yeah, and I'm sure the lack of Mario cams at the end helped.
Dude, your
I was
camera.
training.
Dude, but your camera before the 5th raid was actually pretty interesting. I've never seen anyone have the side camera there. And then also after the 7th raid too.
I copped the one for the 5th raid from Elko, and the other one I don't remember where I got it from. I think it was Fantax. And I'm
I
the
would
only
have-
one who does both.
Made it look very clean though. And there we go. GG 55 or 6. Still lagging some points here. I'm not exactly too sure how much.
Yeah, 5 or 6 points, I believe. Just coming in like a second before one of the dividers there. Now, we've got her in the call. Jane, how are you feeling after that first race?
I can't tell if the mic's not working or not.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
Mike is muted.
It's not flashing on our end.
Hello, is that better?
Yep, there we go.
Yeah, much better.
Hi. Yeah, it was, I just couldn't bring it together after that Womps, I think. I just got triggered super hard. Like, honestly, like, missing the canonless and then, that hundo was unfortunate. I think I just couldn't take the heat. But it's still a good race. I mean, 50-57, that's an amazing time. Like, GG, Tama.
Thanks. I just want to say that for a first race of 55 isn't bad at all for your first time experiencing this.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm definitely looking forward to practicing more for my next races.
Yeah, the next race, you're not even going to feel the nerves as much. It's going to disappear by the time you finish Womps. Easier.
But honestly, like, you played pretty solid then. After your Dark World was really good. But then unfortunately in CCM again you take a death. But until then you played pretty solid. Like, just these instances and Worms.
Yeah, it was
kind of
off and on, right? Like, I'd play pretty well, and then I'd hit a rough spot, and I'd have a meltdown, and then play well again. So there's potential, definitely. Very excited for my next.
And
race.
now that your first race is out of the way, it's probably gonna be way easier to like play during the next one, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. This is like still pretty new to like racing and stuff, so I'm looking forward to expanding that a little more. Definitely.
Yeah, It's a different world to doing those PB attempts, and like the mentality is yet another thing that you have to practice and get good at for races specifically. So for our first race, I mean, there was some really solid gameplay throughout. It really just kind of seemed like occasionally the nerves were just getting to you.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll keep that in mind, definitely. Figure out some way to mitigate the nerves. Get past
And
that.
I mean, there were a number of like really solid courses. What are you particularly proud of throughout this run?
You know, I was okay with I was really worried about Snowman's big head, and I got that pretty fine. And let's see, I didn't. HMC was good. Lethal Lava Land seemed fine. I don't remember anything too bad happening there. But yeah, there were some good moments for sure. I feel like I got into a groove and then I'd lose it and I'd get back into it. So I definitely feel like this isn't the best that I can do in a race. So at least I know that going forward. Definitely.
I mean, got to start somewhere, and a 55 is like, you know, for someone that's doing anything for the first time, a pretty decent time. So definite GGs and congrats. Now, Tama, having the experience of a number of races, like what are a couple of things that you think helped you really get over those nerves quickly?
Water. Nothing but water. You guys should have seen me in the camera. I was drinking water every start.
Really? I like that.
Drink water. Stay hydrated, bot, with the little pre-roll ad here.
Water and like the occasional deep breaths. Like whenever my legs started shaking, I would just take a really deep breath.
I know that feel. It definitely helps. I can recall that. I do that as well. Whenever I enter Tippy, for example.
It's almost like a mini meditation, like focusing on your breath just kind of makes everything else a secondary concern for a bit.
Yeah.
Well, GG's to both of you. Really solid race. I mean, it was super entertaining to watch throughout. Really close PBs. Tama, unfortunate that you didn't get that PB, kind of due to TTM.
I'm still thinking about banning TTM. I'm just gonna do JRB instead. You know.
Dude.
Just run 70 no upstairs. Just there's 71 stars in lobby and downstairs. So I mean, you can get your 70 there.
Easy.
Call up Nintendo and ban or patch out TTM.
Shindo point 2.
It's just 70 stars all in TTC.
That'd actually be so fun. It'd be so fun and also like so terrifying at the same time.
Half of the strats would just be avoiding stars, honestly. But well, GG's to both of you. Congrats, and thanks so much for doing this race. I'm sure the viewers really enjoyed it because us in the commentary booth certainly did.
Yeah,
Of course,
GG.
right.
Thank you for having me.
Big
But
GG.
of course.
And I guess that's it for this race. There's gonna be more SM64 later on. Next up is Blue Up and Hakase in around 2 hours. So stick around for that, maybe. It's still a while, but it's gonna be a good one as well.
Yeah, and then right after that, Saxel versus Martini at 9 p.m. EST. And then to close off the day, Ganon Slayer versus YT Lucidity in SMO, 10 p.m. EST. Some awesome race action coming at you in GSA today. If you want to see when all of our upcoming events are exclamation point scheduled, that'll give you access to our calendar where you can see all of the races upcoming, never miss a single one. Also, we've got a couple of YouTube channels, one for just all of our stream highlights, showcase runs, etc., but then another with an archive of all of our past races. So if you miss a race and you really wanted to see it, go check that YouTube channel. You'll find it there pretty soon. And finally, if you want to support GSA while getting some pretty awesome clothing, exclamation point merch, we got some merch, hoodies, and such available. So go ahead and check that out. But for now, I am Electric. Here with me in the booth was D Whatever. Man, it's just always so much fun commenting with you.
100% agreed. Amazing as always. Good race. I really enjoyed that. Sad for the PB, but yeah. GG's. And that's it. Have a good one, guys.
Peace out. We'll see you later.
GG.